Hey y'all, I am so excited to be here with you tonight to talk about Seeking Persephone episode 2. Now, this episode opens up with really a sea separating Adam and Persephone, and it's a sea that's made up of the pain, the emotional baggage, the trauma that they have both endured, that they have brought into this marriage, and the circumstances that led to this marriage. For Persephone, we saw in the first episode that she really was a mother to her siblings. She was the anchor that held her family together. She was worried about her brothers, and for her family, she chose to marry a man she knew nothing about. And she's also carrying the grief of the loss of a mother, and then the grief of losing her family overnight. Now for Adam, we have a man who, first of all, carries a visible scar. And just as a quick reminder, this is a scar that he failed to mention in his letter where he proposed marriage to Persephone. But this is a scar we learn throughout episode 2 that runs significantly deeper than just the skin. It's a scar that he carries in his soul, and the scar really symbolizes rejection and that people view him as a monster, and he's not. His best friend Harry explains to Persephone that Adam has always been highly intelligent. He's a man of action. He's a man that demands respect and has done that since he's a child. And because of those character qualities, which are good qualities, and the rejection he's endured, Adam has created, to protect himself, it's a fierce mask. Adam has created a fierce mask, a mask that causes intimidation, demands respect. He keeps people, everyone really, except Harry, at a distance. So this is where episode 2 opens up. We have Persephone and Adam both dealing with all of these internal struggles, baggage, you could say, that they're bringing into this marriage. It's a sea that's separating them, and Persephone is trying to understand her husband. She's trying to understand Adam. Adam, from the beginning of episode 2 and in episode 1, is keeping his distance. This man is keeping his distance. But all of that has to change when Harry, the best friend, leaves. He has to go visit family, and Persephone and Adam are left alone, left to navigate this sea of silence, of pain that is separating them, that is keeping them apart. So this is where it gets very interesting. Persephone believes that Adam doesn't see her, yet he does. We see that Adam is paying attention to his wife. He's watching his wife. And our first indication of this is when he comes to her in her place. She has a place that she goes in the garden to kind of to be quiet, to cry, to think about her family. And he brings her a gift. He brings her a riding outfit that he has ordered for her. And they have this cute exchange where we see that not only did Adam get her something, he has been watching her ride. He's paying attention, indicating he cares. And it's clear that this gift touches Persephone because she realizes that her husband, he's watching her. He cares about something that she's doing. She's trying to learn how to ride. He sees this and he's recognizing that she needs riding clothes, she needs boots, and he's providing it. So he's showing through his actions that he cares. And so they have this really sweet exchange where Persephone's trying to thank him. Adam doesn't want to be thanked, but then he gives her a note that he had forgotten that was for her. And it is in this note, the contents of this note, that the entire tone of this episode changes, because it's here that Persephone finds out that one of her brothers, who is in the Navy, has passed away. And the other, whether he is survived or not, she has no idea. And Persephone finds herself almost destroyed by this grief. The grief of losing a brother that she has spent so much time worrying about, caring, praying, I'm sure, for. He's at sea. Episode 1, we find that she almost blames herself that her brothers are at sea, that she didn't do more to keep them from having to join the Navy during this time. So Persephone is overcome with grief, and Adam has no idea what to do. He doesn't know how to fix it. He doesn't know how to comfort her. He doesn't know how to reach out to her, but he wants to. Yet, as we see him talking to his father's portrait, Adam carries this belief that dukes don't need people. And it's this belief, and there's another belief, that his mother never wanted to be with him. And his mother was always leaving when things got hard. So Adam's carrying two beliefs here. One, dukes don't need people. So in his mind, he shouldn't even need Persephone. And these feelings that he's having for her, he shouldn't be having, these feelings of care. And two, he's going to get let down by Persephone because when everything's got difficult, his mother left. And he believes that his mother doesn't even want to be around him. So Adam is trying to protect his heart, yet he's being moved by compassion because he's a good man at seeing his wife struggling, and he has no idea what to do. Now, what ends up happening is that Persephone, once she thinks that Adam is asleep, comes to his chambers at night because she's afraid of the wolves, and she lays down and she sleeps next to him. And Adam doesn't do anything. And at first I wasn't quite sure what to make of this. Why didn't you say anything? But I have a theory. I think Adam knew that if he let Persephone know that he was awake, that Persephone would have left. I think he recognized that she just needed to be close to him. She needed to be close to someone. And quite frankly, he didn't know what else to do other than to just be there. So he was there and he started listening. And so this continues. Persephone continues to seek Adam's comfort, his safety, his strength out at night. And she'll talk to him when she thinks he's asleep. And he listens. And he responds. So as Persephone is seeking out Adam's strength and being vulnerable when she thinks he's asleep, Adam's listening and he starts to respond. And it's really a beautiful thing to watch. The first thing we see him do is attempt to pull her out of her grief by addressing the fact that she missed her horse riding lesson. Adam knows Persephone wants to learn how to ride a horse. He recognizes that she's missed the lesson, so he's paying attention, and then he comes to her, assuring her that she can have her lesson whenever she wants, but she doesn't want to do the lesson. So then he offers, well, what if I go, I'll send my man to go get you some powders. The man's trying. Persephone is touched by this gesture, but I just need to rest. Basically, she needs to grieve. And Adam is struggling because men like to fix things. And he can't do anything other than simply be there and listen. Now it's in the midst of this, Persephone wrestling with grief, Adam trying to reach out to Persephone, trying to be there, that they find out that Harry has taken exceedingly ill. And this is when Persephone gets a glimpse into the true heart of Adam, that Adam drops everything immediately and sets out to rescue his friend. It doesn't matter that there's horrible weather approaching, that he could get stuck on the road. Nothing will stop him from getting his friend and bringing him back to safety. And this moment, this realization compels Persephone to let part of her heart show to Adam, and she risks being vulnerable. And she's speaking to Adam, begging him, promise me that you'll be safe, or else I will worry. And it's this realization that someone is worrying about him that touches Adam deeply into his heart. His heart is touched. he stops, he pauses, he's looking at her. He can't believe that she's worried about him. He even tells her, no one worries about me. But before he leaves, he promises her that he would be careful. So he leaves, he rescues Harry, he brings him back. Persephone has spent the whole time worried about Adam, worried about Harry, praying, asking the Lord not to take her husband from him, and he comes back. And this is where we see the sea between the two of them starting to just go away. It's almost like it's evaporating. And he approaches her, and she's worried about him and relieved that he's home, and he can see that, and you can see that it's touched him. So her vulnerability has given him the courage to come close to her. Adam is clearly touched by Persephone's concern of his well-being, of her relief that he is returned to her whole and with Harry, and he reaches out to touch her face. This is the first moment that Adam has reached out to Persephone in a tender and intimate way, and he touches her, but because his hand is cold, Persephone is shocked and recoils, and we see Adam take that as she's recoiling from him, but in reality she's not. That we see later, but we're seeing the two of them start to come closer. It's like he's reaching out, she's reaching out. They're trying to communicate more, and they're beginning to slowly come together and allow the defenses that they've built to crumble. You see, for a relationship to really work, we can't have walls built up all around our hearts, because if our hearts are walled off, the person that we're trying to have a relationship with will never truly know us. They'll never truly know the deepest parts of us. And sometimes we're afraid to let people see that part of us, which Adam very much was afraid of. And I think Persephone was too. Both were afraid to let down the walls that had kept them safe from the pain that they had both endured. But it's in this moment that we see them both letting the walls start to crumble and drawing closer together as a husband and wife. And we see Persephone return Adam's gesture of reaching out to her in her own way, and a little bit later in the... So it's at the end of this episode where Persephone is in the room keeping an eye on Harry and ensuring that he's going to be all right, and Adam comes in to check on him as well, and she recognizes that he's tired, that he's cold, he's been out all day, and she grabs his hand and she takes him back to his chambers, and they're holding hands the whole time. So the beauty here is that he had reached out to her with his hand and she had pulled away, but now she's reaching out to him and she's holding his hand, and he doesn't take his hand away from her. And so we're seeing this, they're coming together, comforting each other, listening to each other, learning to trust each other. Persephone has learned that she can trust that Adam will do what he says, and Adam is trusting that Persephone genuinely cares. And that is the core of episode 2. The core of episode 2 is our two main characters learning to trust each other, learning to see the other for who they truly are, daring, risking to come a little closer, to let some of those walls down around their heart, allowing themselves to be vulnerable, taking that risk and seeing what happens. And it's really a beautiful thing to watch, because in any healthy relationship, we have to take risks. To love is to risk. To love is to risk being wounded, rejected, hurt, time and time again. But to love is also the most rewarding thing if you choose to never give up on it. And so we see Adam and Persephone in this episode choosing to begin to come close to each other. choosing to see each other for who they really are, choosing to see the strengths in each other, the weaknesses in each other, and choosing to accept that, choosing to be there for each other as best as they are able. And that is what I love about this episode. It's very pivotal in the relationship as they come closer, Adam and Persephone coming together, overcoming these obstacles, this pain that they both brought into this marriage. And it's really just a lovely thing to watch. And so if you haven't seen Seeking Persephone yet, I would highly recommend that you do it. It's a great show. The whole family can enjoy. It's clean, it's beautifully written, beautifully acted, and yeah, I think you'll love it. So that's it for today, y'all. That's my little review.